Hi again, folks. I'm Greg Flynn, the Public Information Director for the City of Pearl, and welcome into this edition of This Week in Pearl. Hey, I hope you all had a chance to come out and spend some time with us out at the Pearl Municipal Golf Course. Our Let the Good Times Boil Crawfish Boil was a huge success, and we look forward to doing that again next year, as it will only grow and grow. That was the inaugural one that we did, and boy, what great performances we had by Travelin' Jane and Daniel Howes. Great food, the crawfish provided by Crawfish to Go, and hot dogs and hamburgers by our Pearl Fire Department Association. All those proceeds will go to help out the fire department from every hot dog and hamburger that you all were able to buy out there. Hey, we want to let you know that the city offices will be closed this coming Monday, May the 30th, to observe Memorial Day. You can still pay your water bill or apply for permits and things like that online at cityofpearl.com, but all of our administrative offices will be closed on Monday. They will reopen at regular business hours on Tuesday. Now, if you're looking for something fun to do on Memorial Day, the Mississippi Braves are playing a special Monday game. The players will all be wearing commemorative red, white, and blue jerseys to honor Memorial Day. All those jerseys are going to get auctioned off after the game. There'll be a silent auction during the game, and you can bid on your favorite player to get their jersey. All the money raised will go to help veterans in need. There will also be a big fireworks show after the game as well. So make your plans to spend Memorial Day out at Trustmark Park with the Mississippi Braves. Spring cleanup has officially come to an end, but we're getting a lot of questions out there that there's still a lot of debris curbside in my neighborhood, a lot of limbs, a lot of branches, a lot of leaves. I promise you the Public Works crew says they are making their way across the city to pick up all of your spring cleanup items. If you have a question specifically about your neighborhood, when might they get there, or there's an overabundance and it needs to get picked up like right now, give our Public Works a call at 601-932-3520. Again, our Public Works Department at 601-932-3520. Finally, hey, if you're looking to hold an indoor event this summer because it's really hot and you're trying to avoid rain showers and heat strokes, we have a great option for you. You can consider renting one of our community rooms. The Gold Room holds up to 300 people and has a brand new video board. The Blue Room holds about 60 people, and it has a 70-inch TV in there as well. Two very great options for you to hold your next event inside the Pearl Community Room. For more information, go to cityofpearl.com/live under the Community Center for more information. Well, our spotlight this week will be on the broadcasting department, and we've got some exciting news to tell you about for our radio station, WPBP The Pirate, as well as some information about the TV station that we have been really rocking and rolling with for a long time. Frank Hutton, our IT and Communications Director, will join us in the spotlight coming up on This Week in Pearl.
Pearl is the jewel of the crossroads. We are nestled at the heart of I-55 and I-20, Highways 80 and 49. Thousands travel through our city with the International Airport in our backyard. We are the largest city in Rankin County. We have a wide range of housing with new options going up all the time. We are a prestigiously A-rated school district. We are the home of champions. Our young people strive for excellence in academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities. We provide first-class service at every level, from police and fire to public works, parks and recreation, senior services, and community development. We keep you in the know with our own TV and radio stations. We are a hard-working, business-friendly community with diverse opportunities, from retail to dining, hotels and manufacturing, along with Hines Community College, state offices like MEMA, the State Fire Academy, MDEQ, and the State Crime Lab. Pearl has it all. We have a devoted Chamber of Commerce that tirelessly promotes our businesses and is dedicated to their success. We are a great place to play. We welcome thousands of visitors with our new state-of-the-art ballparks and beautiful nature parks to spend a day. We have tremendous shopping opportunities, including the Riverwind District, home to Bass Pro Shop, Sam's, the Outlets of Mississippi, the Cinemark Movie Theater, restaurants, and hotels. The Mississippi Braves, the AA franchise of the mighty Atlanta Braves, have drawn more than 3 million fans to Trustmark Park since 2005 and have won 2 league championships. We have always put our people first since becoming an official city in 1973. Together,
we are Pearl. We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl. We are Pearl.
We are Pearl. We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl. We are Pearl.
we are Pearl.
Well, for this week's spotlight here on This Week in Pearl, we're going to dive into the world of broadcasting and welcome in our Director of IT and Communications. It is Mr. Frank Hutton, and boy, we got some exciting things going on, don't we?
We do have, Greg. We have a lot of exciting things going on in your world and the broadcast side we're excited to talk about, and with the TV and the radio and all the things that we've been doing over these last, I don't know what, 12 years, 13 years?
Well, right now the biggest thing that we're going to be focusing on is the radio station, and we are going to be moving from 104.5 to 104.3 FM, and that's going to come up on May the 27th when we make that switch over. The number one question we're getting from the folks out there is, how come we had to make the move? Why are we going from 104.5 to 104.3?
You know, I was just asked this question Saturday night by several people at our crawfish boil that we had. And, you know, we started out 104.5 literally 10 years ago. And I mention that because it's our birthday. And I brought this picture because I'm glad you went into that. I wanted people to see this. This was our birthday right here, May 9th. Y'all can see this. May 9th, 2011. We had our ribbon cutting for the radio station. And so we're 10 years old. 10 years old on May 9th. As you can see there, I don't think people can really see it. We'll put it full screen where people can see it later. But we're up there ribbon cutting, and Brad Rogers was mayor then, and he pushed the button that actually put it on the air at 104.5 10 years ago, May 9th. So the thing about that is, when we launched at 104.5, you have a station in Hattiesburg, Rock 104. I think they call it the Eagle now because of the station down there, because of the college. And then you have a station in Vicksburg, 104.5. So the FCC gave us the permit to operate at 104.5. As a licensed station, we have that frequency here, but we kind of walk on top of both of those two stations who like to count this area in their advertising. I mean, it's, they're an advertising station. It's what they do. It's how they make their living. We are not. We're a nonprofit. We operate just like Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Our license is the same as theirs. So other than our frequency that we're allowed to transmit in wattage, theirs is higher, ours of course is not. But we have to operate under the same rules, so we can't run advertising. We run underwriting, as you're well aware. But they ask us, and have been asking us for years, both the owners of those two stations, if we would change to a separate frequency so that they could have this market back in their, in their comp, so that they could sell this area. Over the years, I just haven't agreed to it. I've liked being at 104.5. We're licensed at 104.5. But just recently, they were really adamant about, hey, we'll even pay you to move. We'll pay you to move to a different frequency. It won't cost you anything, just a little time and effort. So, okay. We do have some issues this time of year in summer months, not to get off in the weeds, but in the engineering side of things, the sun gets just right, the atmosphere gets right, and they walk over us in the mornings, usually sometime starting around 6:30, 7 o'clock, all the way up to about 10. And they'll interfere with our signal because the sun's a big amplifier, and it amplifies in the way the earth is tilted. I mean, it's a lot to do with RF frequency and all of that. So it actually benefits us to just move one click to the left to go to 104.3 because there's no one there. And so there's no one to walk over us. The sun won't amplify someone else's signal. And so our fringe coverage area will actually get better. It's because we won't be competing with other frequencies. So moving to 104.3, it does benefit them more than necessarily benefits us, but it will benefit us in a way. So I'm excited for the move. You know, we get to rebrand and do a lot of stuff around that, and it's our 10-year birthday, so just a fitting time to do it.
What is the reach now when you say the fringe areas? About how far does the radio station go north, south, east, and west?
Well, naturally we cover Pearl. That's our first and foremost things. We cover our city. But we are pretty much a metro station. So if you think about our location of our tower, which is right there on Center City Drive, up there by the big water tower, that's where the transmitter is technically located. And if you were to draw a circle outside of, from there, if you were to draw a circle from there, north, you go Ridgeland, a little north of Ridgeland, in car. Now, we're not talking about in building, we're talking about in car, driving in car. You can get a little north of Ridgeland. Sometimes you can catch it all the way to Gluckstadt, but it's really just mainly Ridgeland, South Madison. That's about as far north as you're going to get. Going over towards Brandon area, it's a little bit different because you're technically going uphill. And so our signal is affected by gravity just like anything else is. So we don't quite penetrate as far as we would like over into Brandon. Once you get past the Brandon exit going on 20, that's pretty much it. Okay. Just because you're going uphill and that gravity just pulls that frequency down. Now we're 540 feet above sea level where we're located, but in the scheme of things, take like Miss 103, who's a 100,000 watt station, and they're 2,000 feet above sea level. So when you take that calculation, you say, oh wow, that's a big difference, because the higher you go, the further you can transmit. So obviously, we're only 540 feet above sea level. As you're traveling uphill, it's going to dead end that way into the east. So that's kind of why we don't penetrate that well going eastbound. Now going westbound, we make it all the way to Clinton. You can get past Springer Road, sometimes right there at Clinton exit, and still hear us fine. And then, of course, going south, Star Brandon Road, that's about it.
Okay. Well, we're going to have a big hoo-ha, I guess you could call it, as we change the radio station over. This Friday, on May the 27th, will be the official move from 104.5 to 104.3, and we're going to be at some different locations, some great businesses that support the city of Pearl. We're going to put that list up for you. On Friday, we'll be at Aha Donuts and Alpha Insurance. On Saturday, we're going to head over to the Pearl Pool as they get things fired up for the summertime. Tuesday, we'll be at Revel Ace Hardware. Wednesday, we'll be over at DBAT on the east side of town. Thursday, we will be at the Mississippi Braves right outside of Trustmark Park at the ticket office there. And then on Friday, Dunkin' Donuts as they celebrate National Donut Day. And I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun as we get not only get the word out, but able to visit with our businesses.
I love doing remotes. I really do. We don't do them enough. So with this change, we're really going to start promoting that. We do a lot with TV, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But with radio, we really haven't. Radio has been kind of one of my, I guess, kind of pet projects. Something that I enjoy doing. I've always liked doing radio. Being a communications person, the IT world, communications world, I've enjoyed radio. We laugh and joke around here about it being Frank FM, and other people laugh about it being Frank FM, but it really started out 10 years ago. It was my CD library. It was my collection. It's all I had. And so I really enjoy being out there with the public and having fun with live remote. So being at these businesses not only benefits them, but it also benefits us. And so I'm excited about being out there and giving away stuff and, having fun with that.
Well, it is, you can see on the background there, we have the brand new logo Mascot. We had just a sword in the past for the pirate. Now it is going to be, we haven't come up with a name with it yet, but as Frank just mentioned, they think it's his Frank's radio station, his playlist. I think Frankie.
We are not calling the bird Frankie.
I like Frankie. Frankie the parrot up there would be.
I think Josh dubbed it Petey the parrot.
Would be very cool, like Frankie. But you'll see the parrot on a lot of different things, and you brought some of the things that we're going to be giving away to the good folks.
I did. It's kind of fun. We have stadium cups, that have the logos that are built on the front of it right there. One of my favorites is the Rubik's Cube, the stress ball. Just really cool thing. When you get mad, you can grab that and but I think that's kind of fun. Koozies, and we played a little bit with the logo here. You can see Crystal, my assistant, she had a little fun putting the And if you read that inside there, it reads 104.3 FM The Pirate, which is really kind of cool. And then something that's really fun, I think everybody's going to like, is the T-shirt. T-shirt's really going to be neat because it's got the big pirate logo on the back and then on the front right there. It's really cool.
Very good.
I think it's neat. You know, it's a lot of fun to be able to promote our city, you know, what we do with our stuff and using it to get the message out. That's to me the biggest thing. But also it just plays music and you can have a good time and fun with it. And of course we have radio programs that are on there. We have, you know, the Underground, which is a show that's been around a really long time. Ian Cranfield, who does that show, he and I went to MC together, and you know, years and years ago. And he's been doing the Underground now since Mississippi College, and we're going to celebrate his 300th show in June, which is amazing. That's that show that airs on the weekends at nighttime, you know, which is a Christian alternative rock show, basically. Okay. You just won't hear that music anywhere else but here. And, you know, 300 episodes is a huge accomplishment. Of course, then we have Larry's show, you know, who's on Thursdays on the radio program, Defining Moments, which is a fantastic show. I hope people are tuning in for that. And we have other stuff, you know, that's planned that's coming up.
Well, again, come on out and visit us at the remote locations and get some of the Frankie the Parrot swag that we'll have out there to give away.
I don't know if Frankie's the right word or not. I mean, maybe Petey or something. I don't know. It doesn't look like me at all. You know, if you look at me, it doesn't. You know, Petey. I don't mind. Josh kind of turned Petey. And when we had this, you know, talking about this parrot, you know, you and I were brainstorming one day in my office, and we were trying to talk about, you know, what do we want to do? And of course, I'm hard-headed, and imagine that, and I like my way, but I really like the idea that you brought the idea of the parrot. I mean, that was something that Greg brought up, and we tweaked him a little bit and had a good time with him.
Well, that's the radio for you. You know, that's not all we do here. The radio is a big part of it, but you know, TV is where a lot of folks know us from, and man, it has been really, really growing. One of the best things that we do here is support the school district, and we just did the high school graduation, which was so well received by so many people they could not make it all the way down to the Jackson Coliseum.
Yes, it was. I mean, that's something we've been doing for a really long time. You know, we started broadcasting on TV before we had the radio station. That was our 13th football season that we just did this past year. This is 14 coming up, but graduation was year 10. That was 10 years of doing graduation from the Coliseum, which I cannot believe that we've been doing this long. You know, I'm a big advocate of telling people that, you know, God puts you where He wants you. And when I got here 15 years ago, which is just hard to imagine, but when I got here, well, it's been almost 15. We weren't doing anything like that. I mean, we had a TV station that was running on some VHS cassette tapes and a computer that ran a PowerPoint. And that was pretty much it. And so we've taken that and I've just seen, you know, God's hand just moving in this area and bringing in the people that we need. You know, naturally people may not know this about you, but I'm going to brag on you just a little bit because you're a 3-time nominated, 2-time Emmy-winning broadcaster, and to have that type of knowledge here is just tremendous. And so to be able to take TV and push that out on all the platforms that we do, everything from Roku, Amazon, online, you know, the Fire Stick I just mentioned, thecityofpearl.com, Comcast, Uverse. Naturally, we're working on going in other platforms, but you know, to be the first ones to broadcast a football game ever in the state of Mississippi on the internet was great. To be the first ones ever to have a mobile production studio, you know, in the state of Mississippi to do that, great. To be the first ones to ever broadcast live on Facebook, great. I mean, you know, we have set so many milestones for everybody else to follow. And granted, people have caught up and, you know, and have done really great things with their programs as well. You know, a rising tide raises all boats. And so we're excited that other cities and school districts and et cetera have followed in our footsteps and exceeded in some other places that we have. But TV has been great. We've piggybacked all that. As you can see, we have a new logo for that one as well. So it's a lot of fun being able to change all this and get the information out to the public. Graduation, huge success.
Well, and not only because it's the school district that we support and their
Right.
athletic events and their extracurriculars and graduation, but one of the biggest things we do for transparency and to bring the information to you all out there is the board meetings, that we televise the board meetings. So if you can't make it down, because sometimes it's just not logistically feasible to get here at 6 o'clock, on a Tuesday night, that you can kick back and watch it or watch it at your leisure on demand.
Right, isn't that fantastic? I mean, you have to think about, okay, when we started broadcasting board meetings, Jake Wyndham came into office. One of his big things that he wanted was transparency. He really wanted government to be open and transparent and the citizens to know what was going on. So he tasked us with making sure they were on TV. He wants to put them out there, and so we were prepared for that. And of course, we set our cameras up in there every single board meeting, and that was great. And if you look at it now, we've come a long way just with the boardroom. I mean, you've got that nice, big, beautiful sign back there, and those nice, massive TVs that are hanging up there that show people. When we're talking about public hearings, and you're talking about condemning someone's home that they may live in or may not live in, but it's someone's home or has been, and you're able to show the public what you're talking about, so that everybody understands the conditions that it's in, or to really be transparent. The boardroom, we've just had tremendous success in there, and of course then we've carried that over into other areas as well. But to be able to broadcast that live for everyone, of course other cities are doing that too as well. That's gotten easier and easier, for them. But we put a lot of effort into our boardroom, so I hope people check that out.
All right. He is Frank Hutton, our IT and Communications Director, making the magic happen on radio, on TV, and boy, so much stuff behind the scenes that you guys never get to see, but the infrastructure is working.
Hey,
here
think
in
about
the
this,
city.
almost like 90 days to football season. I mean, we're just like,
We got to get through the dog days of summer first.
I mean,
I don't even want to think about that.
we're 90 days to football season.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, Frank, thanks so much for being our spotlight this week.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. I mean, I'm here anyway. I mean, this is what we do. Now, did we want to talk about you want to cover any other ground on other stuff that's happening outside of broadcast?
Well, absolutely. Some of the things that you've really worked hard to do is you can now pay with your debit and credit cards, not only at the water department, but now at the compactor. You're just making it as easy on people as possible.
Community development,
Yeah.
city clerk's office. We're doing a lot. I mean, because that's on the broadcast. So let's help our citizens a little bit. This is the IT communications department, which means we have all the IT world there, and we also have the communications world there, which is TV, radio, and also includes our 911 dispatch center, radios in our police cars, fire trucks. So we cover a gamut of stuff in our department. People just don't realize how much stuff we actually control, or responsible for. But the credit card thing is a big deal. That's something that Mayor Wyndham wanted to really get done. So we take credit cards all across the city now, where we haven't been doing that in the past. Really great to be able to do that in Public Works, so that you can pay your water bill now not only online, but you can walk in and pay by credit card. Like if you had a big deposit, or you had a big water bill that month and you really just don't want to part with the cash, you can always right then you can always put it on a credit card, which is great. That really benefits our citizens to be able to have more options, obviously. So there's a lot going on in that world too. And then one of the things that we're working on that side is being able to allow the citizens to work to put anything in by online. So if you want to fill out a form, if you need to do a request, if you need to pay some type of licensing fees, we do that now in community development, where you literally can get your business license. You pay all your business license stuff online. You never have to come in. If you're building a home, you don't have to come in. You can file for all your permits online, pay all your fees online, then see all of the action that's happening to your inspections online. So it's fantastic for the community development side, and we're just rolling that out through every department.
One of the big things, when we post job openings here in the city, right now you can fill out a general city application, but, coming in the near future, we're going to incorporate the fire department and the police department, so it'll be a one-stop shop for applying for a job in the city, right?
Absolutely. Working on that as well, where you'll just sit down in front of your computer or one here, and you can fill out all of your stuff, get all your background stuff filled out, get all your medical stuff filled out. Everything will be online. So we're really pushing it to a digital world. That's efficient, saves money for us because it's just less we have to spend on paper products, obviously, as that continues to rise, but also efficiency. Just the time that people have to push paper from one desk to another. And you take out the human error factor of that. So you don't lose paperwork, you're not constantly having to go back and redo things. It's really, really easier. And we've done that in areas that the citizens don't actually see that we've done, internally that have made things a lot more efficient. Well, I think the mayor talks about that from time to time.
And tremendous cost savings.
Absolutely.
As well. So that's the bottom line.
Infrastructure.
To be good stewards, as the mayor likes to call it,
Yes.
of our taxpayer dollars. Well, Frank, thanks so much for coming in and being the
Enjoyed
spotlight.
it. Glad to be sitting in this side of the chair for a few minutes. I'm always on the other side.
It's a lot more fun.
Yes.
All right, we will wrap up This Week in Pearl coming up right after this.
Hello, I'm Mayor Wyndham, and I'm thrilled to show you the city creating its own future. Pearl is located in Rankin County, the fastest growing county in Mississippi, and there's no question why. Access to great schools, even better shopping, and unbridled beauty make Pearl a town that truly embodies its name. And with a truly exceptional team of first responders, public safety is another key component of our success. With fantastic housing opportunities from quaint suburban neighborhoods to gorgeous lakefront properties, there's a place for you here in Pearl. You can't beat the location. Right outside of Pearl is the crossroads of the South, where Interstate 20 meets Interstate 55. From here you can travel anywhere within the state or the country. Or you can choose to stay right here in Pearl to enjoy a Mississippi Braves baseball game or experience the small town atmosphere, community pride, and heart of the local residents.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of This Week in Pearl, but we want you to stay connected with everything that's going on in the city, news, events, and we've got some great ways for you to do that. First off, the best way is to text the word Pearl to 91896. Simply text the word Pearl to 91896 and you will be signed up for city alerts that will be sent directly to your phone. You can also stay up to date on news anytime on our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under the name City of Pearl Government. And we always like to tell you cityofpearl.com, our city website, is a great resource. Answers to many of your frequently asked questions. You can find a directory to our entire city, all of the departments where you may have a question or want to get some more information, community development, senior services, all on there, parks and recreation. Utilize cityofpearl.com, a great one-stop shop for everything Pearl. Well, we are a great place to live, work, and play, which is why we like to say that Pearl is affectionately known as the jewel of the crossroads.